Welcome to The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Every week, another step along the path toward a more peaceful, happy life. A life where you grow into the best possible version of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Now, let's get started down the path for today. And indeed, welcome. This is The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. I'm Bill Sklodowski, and along with my co-host and friend, Vicki Wagoner in Blue Ridge, Georgia. And welcome aboard to step number 48 along the path. And we are always constantly impressed by the big number, aren't we?
Yes, we are. It's like, what?
What? 48? Coming up on a year. Maybe we'll have to have a celebration or a party or something. I don't know how you do that on a podcast, but we'll think of something.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get balloons and cookies and stuff like that, and it'll be great. It'll be great. How are you?
I'm good. Doing good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same here. We were just talking before we started about our various pets in our lives. Miss Vicki has had Mr. Max, the dog, Max the Wonder Dog. How old? He's been around forever. How old is he?
He's 9.
9.
Yeah.
Which, as we know, dog years, lots more than people years. So,
Wow,
yeah. That's, he's older than you are in people years.
I know. There's somebody else older than me.
And he still runs around like a crazy person or a crazy critter.
Yep.
So he's good. And we were saying, I have a new lady friend in my life, and she has a small white Bichon Frise is what he is. She is. And so I was just lamenting that even though this is, and I'm doing the air quotes, hypoallergenic, non-shedding dog and all that, then I still have to vacuum the house, and I scoop up enough extra fur to make a whole nother dog if I wanted to. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can send you some.
No, that's okay. We could swap. So, because I know Max, he's dark brown and black. So, and this one is all white. So we could put them together and we could make like a Frankenstein dog or something. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a great idea. I think that might be something. Yeah, that's God's job, making new critters. So anyway, so here we are on another morning as we record The Practical Path. And as I wanted to get in the habit, so I'm going to continue it now. We occasionally will find people on the Facebook page who are like, well, how do I get in touch with you guys? How do I get in touch, especially with you, Miss Vicki, should people be interested in chatting? So right off the top of the show, let's say if someone was interested in talking to you about all the things you can help with in life, how would they get in touch with you, please?
Well, they can call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner, 53 @gmail.com.
There you go. And if you want to look up yours truly, you can go to YouTube. The easiest way to do it is just do a search for Bill's iPhone Tips on YouTube, and you'll find my videos. Did I mention this last week that do I have it? I don't have it handy. Even I get the AARP newsletter every month because, well, we're all that age now. And even on the front cover of the AARP newsletter, it had a thing about text message scams.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, when they figure, when AARP figures out that there's all these scams out there in the world and writes a story about it, I said, okay, it's definitely mainstream now. So anyway, we do a lot about the various scams, stuff like that that's online.
Yes.
So just be careful out there. Be careful, folks. But you don't have to be careful here. This is a safe place for talking about whatever we choose to talk about in terms of personal stuff, personal and spiritual growth. Mm-hmm. Very little about technology here. They don't often overlap, but sometimes they do, but not often. So anyway.
Once in a while.
Yeah. Any new lessons, any new teachings from the universe this week that have crossed your desk or path or whatever?
Oh, gosh, let me see. I can't think of anything that pops out right now. How about you?
Well, we were talking beforehand, before the recording started, about my eye, and I'm going my surgery to finish the job has now officially been scheduled for late August. As we record this podcast, it's the middle of July, so 6 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And my doctor, the last time I was there was just a week or so ago, and he spotted something in my eyeball, and he's like, not sure what that is. Might be just a little scar from healing. Might be what. So when we do the surgery, we'll find out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, October, great. And then later that same week, last week, his office called and said, well, the doctor has decided to push up your surgery and schedule it for late August. And I'm like, oh, yay. But
Yes.
wait, does that mean there's something, so of course your mind starts to run, especially when you're in the overthinkers club. And,
Oh, yes.
yeah, not going to mention any names, Bill and Vicky, but in the overthinkers club, um, about, is that good? Is that bad? Is there something wrong? Is there something, did he see something he didn't like? Did he? So anyway, we're simply going to go with the fact that, yay, things have been scheduled for sooner than I thought. And yay, it's all going to be good and it's all going to be
Yes.
fixed. And I'm
Yes.
finally going to get my old 2020 vision back or whatever it was. I don't know how long.
Yes. Yeah. That's
So
good.
the lessons continue every week. There seems to be a new lesson about
Oh,
this
yes.
recovery that I have been on, this
Mhm.
journey, this path of recovery.
Yes.
It's been about patience. It's been
Oh,
about,
yes.
yeah, oh yeah. Not again, and not, I do so much overthinking that I don't have figure out my patience part, so I lose patience while I gain thinking, I guess. So that was a bad trade I made in life. I'll have to work on that a little bit. So more patience, less thinking.
Well, it's
So
easy.
anyway,
Yeah, it's easy to let the mind go, out
oh,
other
oh
space,
my
think about
goodness.
10,000
Oh
different
my
things,
goodness.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you sometimes, let me tell you.
My I have a new lady friend in my life, Miss Mary, and
Yes.
she is a great teacher on that we will be sitting having dinner uh at my here at my place, and yay, she's a good southern lady and knows her way around a kitchen very, very well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's a blessing. But the real lesson in it is as we sit quietly and we'll have a little music on or something in the background and we're eating dinner and I can look over at her and she's like slowly chewing her food and staring off into space or maybe even with her eyes closed. And I've finally broken myself of the habit of asking her, "What are you thinking about?" Because you can see that there might be something going on, but every time her answer is, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm enjoying the food. I'm enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying being here with you. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, how do you do that?
oh, I love that.
Right?
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Damn, in the moment? Damn, how do you do that? So,
Practice, lots of
a lot
practice.
years and years of
Dedication.
practice, years and years of whatever. And it's not funny. It's an interesting lesson in that we think, feel, believe, whatever, that those of us on a air quotes spiritual path or whatever, it's like we have that feeling that it's like, oh, I'm figuring it out. I'm getting to the root of things. I'm whatever the thing is that, becoming the Zen master. Yeah, right. And then you meet somebody who's like, and again, this is not a bad thing, but when I talk to her about spiritual stuff, it's she's never heard of any of it. None of I mean, she's
Wow.
heard of it. She's a
Yeah.
church going,
Mhm.
lady of faith and all that. I get it. But when I start talking about things like meditation and mindfulness and stuff, no, she doesn't. What? No, never. Don't do that. But she just lives it.
I was going
So
to
it's
say, she's living it.
right. Right. So what a great, yeah, what a great
Yeah.
lesson for, oh, I don't know, yours truly, to
Yeah.
think you don't, it's not something you accomplish. Well, that's why they call it a meditation practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's something you do every day and it's not like there's not a finish line. There's not a goal. There's not congratulations. Here's your award for crossing the finish line of awakening of zenness or whatever. Right? You don't arrive anywhere. You just keep up the practice. And
Yeah. You keep going.
whether you do it whether you give it a name. This is good. I just thought of this. Whether you're giving it a name or it's like something I'm doing all the time or whatever, or you just live it. Gee, I
Yes,
wonder which one is better. Just living
just,
it, and
just living it.
it is who you are.
Hmm.
Ah, wow. I didn't know I was going to dig myself in so deep in the first 10 minutes of the show, but here we are.
Well, that's what was supposed to happen. And it was good. It's a reminder of we all have that gift and we do it in the way that is comfortable for us.
Right.
And
Absolutely right.
it's all good.
I it is. And a good reminder that, and I think a lot of life is, it has been for me. That's all I'm going to say. I can't speak for anybody else, but of course, much of life is seeing other people doing the things that I'm either interested in or want to be or want to become,
Right?
whether it's a skill or a personality trait or a whatever. And it's like, how are they doing that? I don't, maybe they're just living it. Maybe they just are, that's how they are choosing to live life.
Yes.
Maybe they're not even choosing. Maybe they're just doing. Ah, man, I'm creating a rabbit hole here. You want to help me out with some of this?
I think you're doing very well.
Oh, thank you, doctor. Great.
You are. I mean, because by talking about it and bringing it up and looking at it from this perspective, it's you making those choices of, oh, wait a minute, like this is, I've been doing this and she's been doing this. And, you know, it just is what happens. And we just flow with it
Right.
instead of fighting it and struggling and trying to label it and put, definitions on it, just living it and experiencing it
Right. Right.
and enjoying it,
Well, there's that. That's the whole point. I mean,
feeling
I
it
would
just,
hope that that's the point, is enjoying your life.
yes, and feeling peaceful and aware and, comfortable.
Hey, it's Bill stepping out of the studio for a quick second. On the podcast, one of the things we talk about a lot is motivation, the desire to get things done in life. It might be physical stuff, losing a few pounds, getting a better job, finding a great relationship. Or it might be more of what I like to call internal things, finding ways to feel better about yourself or life in general. Well, to help our listeners along that particular path, we've prepared a helpful, simple guide for personal motivation. It's called Flipping the Switch: How to Create Motivation at a Moment's Notice. I'd like to send you a free copy, along with some other special bonus goodies. Bonus, you say? Well, yes, kind of an unadvertised in-store special. What is it? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself. So, do this. Head over to the website, www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com. Yep, the same name as the podcast itself. Put in your email and we'll immediately send you to the free download. We'll also let you know about upcoming podcast episodes and other behind-the-scenes information. Again, just head over to the website, www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com, and get your free guide to boosting your personal motivation. I'm sure you'll find it helpful and, dare I say, practical. Now, back to the show.
I was gonna ask, okay, cool. So how do we do that? But I think that's something that we have talked about pretty much on every episode of this
Yeah.
show, is the little things that you can do to remind yourself
Yes.
of the ways that you do want to live,
Hmm.
with, with all the stuff, with the meditations or the journaling or the post-it notes in the bathroom or
Right.
the, all of it. All of it
Yeah.
adds up. It really does.
It's mindfulness, being mindful of what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're speaking to yourself, how you're speaking to others. Mostly importantly is how do we speak to ourselves?
Yes.
Because how we speak to ourselves will just naturally go out, if we're kind and loving and, you know, um, proud of ourselves, that energy is going to go out and other people will pick up on it. Now, what they do with it, that's their choice, but we're giving that gift of being, the awareness.
Right. It really, awareness is, all right. So hmm, that's interesting. That's so interesting. I guess there comes a point, if you really are Yeah, I hear myself trying to formulate a thought, and every time I do, it's kind of I'm not going to say judgmental, but it's like I'm setting up conditions. They're the things that I have to do. Again, air quotes, have to do, and all of that. And yet, when I see people like my friend Mary doing something that appears to be so natural for
Yeah,
her,
right.
it's like, okay, do I really have to have a plan? Do I really have to have like a 1, 2, 3 steps, an outline, a game plan, call it whatever you want? Because some people just seem to do those things naturally. So, but if you're not there yet, then yeah, you do have to have some mindfulness
Yeah.
of where you want to end up, I think, and be okay with that, and that's fine.
And practice it in little ways, like, I don't know, for example, you're going to go get coffee. Okay, how does that make you feel? Just starting out, and just little baby steps. It's like a
Right,
kid learning how to walk. They walk a couple steps and they fall down. Well, after a while they just walk. Do you ever think about walking?
right.
It just becomes, you know natural. So maybe just give a little bit of thought to, okay, what do I want to focus on today? How do I want to make my life peaceful? And just go with it and see what happens, instead of, thinking, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, and if I don't do this, then I'm, all that. So just go, what's today going to be like? Let me just kind of float through it, and then just leave it open to whatever's going to happen. Just have fun, just have fun with it.
Sure, sure, sure. And I like the idea of, see what comes and float through it and all of that. And yet I can hear some of our friends and listeners who are saying, well, sure, Bill, Vicky, you don't have a job. You're retired. I have to go to work. I have to take care of the kids. I have to get people to school. I have to get, well, I get that. And yet
Yes, I
at the
did
same,
that, not because
yeah,
both been there.
yeah, yeah. But you can still, I mean, you can have your routines, you can have the things that you are responsible for, and that's
Right.
okay.
Hmm.
But you don't have to where am I going with that? You don't have to stress out over it. Would that be a good way to
Right.
say it? You don't have to invest yourself so much in it that it causes you grief.
Yes, and you lose yourself.
Right.
Make it fun. If you got to wash the dishes, or you got to, get beyond the computer, how can
Right.
you make it fun? Can you put on a little music, with a little
Right.
help distract you? So maybe you're typing along, but, your higher consciousness is going, oh, this music is nice. And, so you can sing along and still do your work.
How
And
about for folks who have, speaking of work, how about folks that are still at a real job, doing the real, and again, real. I don't want to make it sound less or more than it is, but again, somebody who's still working in life.
you're right. Well, what ways can you make it fun? Can you, when one of your fellow employees walks by, say, hey, I hope you're having a
Right,
good day, or
right, right,
something. Making it light, and distracting yourself from, always having to be like a machine, and just go, hey, how you doing? Or, hey, let's, I'm gonna, go to the lunchroom and, get us,
right.
and just take a break now and then. I mean, you're still going to get your work done, but what makes you feel good? And if you're feeling that pressure, go, wait a minute, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to just take some nice deep breaths. I'm going to think about something that's, comfortable, that makes me
Right.
happy, and,
Go with that.
go with that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to exclude people who are still
Oh,
working
yeah.
a regular, and is there such a thing as a regular 9 to 5 job anymore? Not really, but I get it. So I just wanted to include everybody there as best as
Yes.
possible. And because I know you're as you and I record this, I'm looking outside of my apartment window, and the lawn maintenance guys are hard at work out there and thankfully today's not a 95-degree day here in Gainesville, Florida. It's not that hot, but still there are guys out there sweating and working and doing all, and it's like, okay, they going to be mindful or happy or whatever? I don't know that, but at the
Taken.
same time, it's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm doing the thing, whatever.
Yeah. put some music on and, in the background
And
and
your earbuds there, yeah.
your earbuds if you need to, and just distracts you. And then maybe you'll start singing, and sing
Oh,
along.
there you go. Boy, if I hear a yard guy singing, I'll let you know. But
Well,
somehow
I'm just saying, there's all kinds of ways, to make
yes, no, I
yourself
get it.
happy.
I do.
And
I understand.
periodically just get up and walk around, go outside, just sit on your deck for, 10
Right,
minutes, breathe in some, fresh air, and then go back to it. But it's
right,
about being mindful of what do you feel that you need to do to make yourself happy, to make yourself feel like, you're accomplishing something, yet you're
right,
also taking care of yourself. We have
right,
to
right.
take care of ourselves.
And there's also, I mean, you've said distract yourself from it a couple of times, but
Mhm.
there's also something to be said for, and you hear that all the time. Again, in the spiritual circles and all of that, we talk about being focused on the thing that you're doing just for the thing that you're doing. Like, what am I doing? Well, I'm washing the dishes. Okay, great. What else? Are you distracting? No, I am 100% focused on this job at hand,
Mhm.
washing the dishes. I'm mindfully scrubbing this, drying this, putting away here, whatever. So you can, it's, and I guess that's its own distraction, I suppose. Wow, we're really going down some rabbit holes here today. That's interesting. But no, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's kind of the cliches in the spiritual business of, what are you doing? Well, when I was young and uneducated, what did you do? I used to chop wood and carry water, and now I'm enlightened. What do you do? I chop wood and I carry water. Um, if you're not in the spiritual realm of things, that might not sound familiar, but for a lot of people it will, because it's a popular kind of cliche. Is I
Yes.
still do the same things that I did before, quote unquote, enlightenment or whatever. It's called life. You still have to do that same stuff.
Yes.
And that's not a bad thing. That's not something that you will graduate out of. You'll still be living life, whatever that means for you. And for some people,
Mhm.
it means the 9 to 5 job, and
Mhm.
that's okay.
Yes. Whatever
It's
you
just
feel
what
comfortable
what
doing.
what level of mindfulness,
Mhm.
awareness of whatever do you bring to it,
Mhm.
and then how does that help you get on with it as you do it, I suppose.
Mhm.
Yikes. I'm just wow, I should be writing this down here or something. Well, it's nothing no one has ever said before in all kinds of good books and things like that. So
Right.
we're rediscovering it for ourselves and our friends and listeners here on the show today. So that's okay. Interesting, interesting,
Mhm.
interesting. All right.
Yeah.
And that leads me to, I had this thing kind of set up for today.
Okay.
And let me find it here. A blog post. Of course, we're always looking for interesting things to talk about. And today it actually a uh, came from a blog that quoted the actor and comedian Bill Murray. You might remember Bill Murray if
Oh,
he's still around. He's awesome. He's funny and
yeah.
cool.
Funny. Yep.
And I don't know why, but the blog post literally is Bill Murray's 7 rules for happiness and living a
Oh,
good life. I know, right? And who
I
knew that
like
he
that.
was such a, Zen master kind of guy? Um,
Yeah.
have you ever seen, speaking of which, have you ever seen there's another actor, Jim Carrey. Jim
Oh,
Carrey,
yes.
famous
Oh my
comedian, famous
gosh.
actor. He
Yep.
is like the most Zen guy I've seen interviews with him, and he's like calm and measured, but I mean, still interesting and engaging, but
Yep.
he's like, nothing ruffles his feathers anymore. And I'm like, that's awesome. Of
I like
course, it
that.
always, you can always make the excuse and go, well, of course, he's a multimillionaire movie star. Of course, he's going to be. But no, those are people are still human too. They still have things that they go through in life
Yep.
and all of that. So anyway, hats off to those two. So
Yes, absolutely.
the Bill Murray thing is also equally interesting, and I wanted to touch on some of those. I'll get started now, and
Okay.
then we'll take our break and come back and finish up with some of those. But according to Bill Murray, a happy life comes down to 7 simple rules. And we'll start with
Oh,
number 1 and then maybe take our break. And here is number
okay.
1, and it is chase moments, not meaning.
Oh,
Bill once said, I've often been asked, what do you do for a living? And I tell people I have fun. I love that.
oh, I love
He
that.
says he never chased happiness, however. He was after what he called presents, not presents like gifts,
Right.
presents, Presence, presents, moments that made him feel real. And that's what meaning for him actually is, emotions that you can remember later on. In other
Yes.
words, this moment, I'm enjoying, I'm in it, I'm whatever, because of what I'm feeling about it.
Right.
And then later on, you can remember those feelings, that the
Yes.
meaning that it gave you, the moment. I mean, literally, you ever think about that? Of course you do. We all do. It's like you'll remember a feeling or whatever, and then you'll go, oh, where did that come from? And then it's like, oh, when I was 17 years old in high school, I had my first kiss from the girl that I was in, whatever. That's a moment. That's something that
Yeah.
happened to you in that moment in life. And it
Yes.
gave you certain feelings about things. And that comes through in life later on. And it helps you to have fun, be happy, whatever, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
Oh,
like that. I do like that sort
I
of thing.
did like that. That is real. I like that a lot. Yep.
And I think to what chase moments, not meaning, because I think
Yeah.
meaning, I think, can be the ugly word is twisted into something. We all give meaning to things,
Right. Yeah.
and it may or may not be true. It may or may not be what actually happened,
Yeah.
but the meaning is meaningless. Oh, good cliche. The meaning doesn't matter when I have the emotional response to that moment, to that
Yes.
point in time where I go,
Yes.
oh, right then and there, I felt like I remember, for me, here's one for me, and this is true. When you drove from, I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona. When you drove from Phoenix out into the desert,
Oh,
and I used to do that occasionally when I would drive from Phoenix to Las Vegas. It's a nice 5-hour drive across the desert, but never mind.
wow.
Yeah, I know. But if it was nighttime and
Oh,
there were some like roadside rest stops along the way, and
oh,
you would pull off on the side of the road in the middle of the night, out in the middle of the desert, nobody for 20 miles
oh,
except,
gee.
rattlesnakes and coyotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's
Thank
another
you.
story.
Now.
Turn off the lights on the car. Look already. I know the details of this moment by moment because I was in that moment. Turn off
Mm.
the lights in the car. Let your eyes get used to the darkness for a few seconds. Step out of the car and look up at the
Oh,
night sky in the middle of the desert with no city lights.
oh my, I can feel
Yes.
it.
And you have one of those, I used to call it a Steven Spielberg moment, like in his movies, where there's
Yes.
just that moment of wonder where you go, wow. And you
Yes.
would see those stars and the
Mm.
galaxies. I mean, unbelievable. Now, see, I can remember that moment
Hmm.
perfectly. I can
Yeah.
remember that moment. I can remember the wonder of that moment, the
Oh,
beauty of
yeah.
that moment because of what it made me feel. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not meaning. What meaning is it to look up at the stars? There's no meaning to it, but the moment of it, the emotion of it is
Oh,
sticks with
yes.
me even now 25 years later, 30 years later.
Yeah, I could feel it as you were talking about it.
Right?
Honestly, I mean,
Right.
I could envision how broad
Right.
and
And
beautiful.
I know one for Miss Vicky. I know one that you would tell me, and it would be when you would visit Alaska and you would see the eagles swooping down and picking up the fresh salmon out of the water.
Oh my gosh.
See?
I tell you, I'm getting goosebumps because Alaska just made such an impression on me. And I was fortunate enough, I've been there 5 times. I would go back 100 times, could never live there, but I could go back all the time. It's magical, just like you were talking about your desert. It's
Right.
magical. and oh yes.
And
Is
again, does an eagle swooping down and picking up dinner have any meaning? Not to you, it did to him, but
yeah.
no, but you remember that moment for the emotion, the wonder, the awe, the beauty,
Oh,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
not going to put words in your mouth, but whatever it meant,
yeah,
whatever that brought up for you,
yes.
we just brought back two things, one for you, one for me in a split second. It
Hmm.
took zero work. It took zero effort. It was like, oh yeah, and all of that emotion, all of that feeling comes flooding back to you.
Oh, yeah. The one that really comes back to me all the time, even looking at it in pictures or thinking about it, is Denali. Oh
Right.
my gosh.
The mountain.
I can envision it right in my head and just it when I first saw it, it literally reduced me to tears.
Right.
It's just so massive and the energy is so powerful. So that's what we're talking about is you have that experience and you can relive it and enjoy it over and over again because it made such a huge impression, you know, just
So all
amazing.
of this from our first point here from the Bill Murray's Seven Rules for Life, for a Happy Life, chase moments, not meaning. So I would
Yeah.
invite our friends and listeners to maybe give that a little bit of thought. Is like, what moments have you had? Not the meanings in life,
Hmm.
not the lessons learned. I get it. That's fine. That's a part of life and it's
Oh
important.
yeah.
But for this, when it comes to the moments well, there it is, the moments that make you feel real, the moments that
Oh,
bring that real feeling to you and it can be anything, but
yeah.
both you and I just described the one that the wonder, the awe, the majesty of
Yeah.
things, nature and all of that sort of thing.
And as you were talking, the other one that came to me is the moment that I held both my boys when they were born.
Right.
That's a moment that just stays forever. And just the pure joy and the love that just flows right out. It's like, oh my gosh,
Right.
unbelievable.
There
Yeah.
you go. So
Mhm.
never having been a parent, I don't have that, but I
I
understand
know.
it. I
Yeah.
do. No, I
But
totally do.
just,
But now it's interesting that you say that because my brother, watching us down from heaven at the moment, my brother Chris, thank you, Chris. When his son was born, I was there. He was born by C-section in again in Phoenix when we lived in Phoenix. So it
uh-huh.
was like the night before. My brother's calling me and saying my son's going to be born tomorrow morning. I'm like, how the hell do you know that? He goes, because he's being born by C-section and the doctor has scheduled it for 9 a.m. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll see you shortly after. So I was there, I don't know, lunchtime, whatever. But again, like you said, him handing me his son at
Oh,
4 hours old,
oh.
I'm like, okay, see? And I
Mhm.
just brought that back. I just brought that back to me. Did it have meaning? No. Could I feel the joy of the father and the son and all that?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I could.
Mhm.
So I get it. Thank you for that, Miss Vicki. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
There
And
you
that
go.
gave me goosebumps.
There we go. Right? There you go.
It did.
So
I mean, it literally gave me goosebumps thinking of
awesome.
you being there with your brother holding his
His son.
baby.
Yep.
Yeah, his
Yep.
son,
Yep.
you
So
know.
yeah. Yeah. And now he's like 32 years old and as big as I am. So never mind. But
They do grow up.
because they do grow up. All right. So that's just rule number. I don't know, a rule. I don't like rules. I'm not a rules guy. That's suggestion number
I was
one.
going to say suggestion.
Chase moments, not meaning from Bill Murray. We're about halfway through. Let's go and I'm going to go refill my coffee. You do whatever you need to do. We will be right back. Welcome back to The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. I'm Bill Sklodowski, along with co-host Vicki Wagoner, and we have been enjoying and having fun talking about Bill Murray and his seven rules for life. I guess, did he just say for life, or did he have seven rules for happiness?
Oh,
There
happy.
we go.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
because as our first, and we just had some fun with that about number one rule: chase moments, not meaning, and that's
Mhm.
the difference between trying, and that's good. I just thought of that. it doesn't require for Bill and Vicki, who are great with the overthinking thing. Chasing moments, not meaning, does not require thinking about what it means. No overthinking, no thinking at all required. It's just a moment. And how did that moment feel for you?
Yes.
Notice at no time did I say, what do you think about that? Or what did
Yeah.
it mean for you? That's not important. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Oh, I do. I love the feeling,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are very sensitive. I'm one of them that I feel things, and it's interesting, it's the reactions that you can get from it. And
From the feeling, you mean?
just the feeling of, experiencing something, like we were talking about, like holding the babies.
Right.
And to me, I instantly could feel them in my arms, that feeling. So it wasn't something mental like, oh, I got a baby. It was more the feeling of them,
Yes.
holding them, the softness of them. And I do that a lot. Like, and of course, and saying that, also feeling goosebumps. I get a lot of goosebumps because that when you get goosebumps, it's like it's really getting into your soul and
Right.
really awakening you to this is really special.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And as you said that, if you review some of those moments of those moments in your life, yes, you
Mhm.
could you get the whole thing. You get, it's not just what did I feel about it or how did it feel, but you can remember what it sounded like, what it smelled like, what it looked like. You all of
Yeah,
that.
all
All
of
of
that
that comes back to you. Yes.
comes right back together, and it's not thinking about it, you're feeling it, so it just rushes in,
Yes.
and
There's
it's like,
no effort required to try to bring
yeah,
back those memories. They're
yes,
there. They are
yes, yes.
absolutely positively
Mhm.
there.
Absolutely.
Isn't that interesting? That, I mean, tells us a lot about how the human mind, if it is a mind thing, I don't know, how your brain works, how your memories work, how that sort of thing works.
Yeah.
Because pretty much, I would guess pretty much everything you've ever done in your life is in there. I'm pointing to my head, is
Yes.
in there somewhere.
Oh, yes.
And it's just a matter of having a trigger to retrieve it for you.
Mhm.
And those moments that we talked about, you holding the baby, me out in the desert at night,
Mhm.
that moment triggers that. And now it's like, okay, we're going to, somebody in the back of your mind is going, okay, let's open that file cabinet. Oh, look, here's this. And here's how it felt and
Yeah.
what it sounded like and what it smelled like. And yeah,
Yeah.
on the,
Yes.
on the big important, not even necessarily big and important things, pretty much on all those things in life, all that information is in there. All you have to do is kind of retrieve it. Now, do it in a way that retrieves it to help you live a happy life. Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, that's where Miss Vicki comes in if you're retrieving things that don't let you have a happy life.
Yeah, and that's important too because we also do stash, so to speak, a lot of things that have happened in our life. So by bringing them up, feeling them, working through it, looking at
Right.
it from that different perspective,
Right.
it empowers you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then you've taken those dark moments and turned them into light and
Right.
inspiration. And
Right.
by doing that, doing it for yourself, you're sharing it with everybody else. And like I always say, you're sharing it. What they do with it, it's up to them. Yet you have still done your job. You have
Yes.
still shared it.
Yes. Oh, sure. You don't know how it's, and we've talked about this on the show many a times. You don't know how stuff is going to land with somebody else, and that's not your job. Your
No,
job is, to add a little light to things, add a little humor, add a little fun, add a little love, add a little pick your whatever.
right.
And then if they choose, when I say they, if whoever you're giving it to chooses to pick up on it and to use that for their benefit, good.
Right.
That's for them. If it
Yes.
doesn't, you can't, that's not your job. That's not your
Not
job.
my job, but
There you go.
yet we've done what we needed to do.
Yes, absolutely. So number two, Bill, we're working through this list, and like all of the blog posts we talk about, I will post this in the show notes, of course, and on our Facebook page. Should you be interested in reading it, Bill Murray's 7 rules for a good, happy life. Number two, forget chasing fame.
Oh,
And that's an interesting thing coming from a guy who's a movie star,
it's very
basically. And
famous.
yeah, very famous. Yeah. Um, but you do see it, and God bless them, all the young kids who are, out there to be YouTube stars and Instagram stars and all of that stuff, that their life is that their lives are, shall we say, they score themselves on the number of likes and followers they have.
Yeah.
So that's the fame part of it that I think some people mistake for happiness. Fame does not equal and his quote on this is, forget chasing fame, quote, try being rich first. See if that doesn't cover most of it. Which again, I know, don't tell me, don't write to me on the Facebook page and say, well, of course he's rich, he's a movie star. I get it. I understand that.
Right.
What I'm saying is cover your needs, your basic needs in life. You can do that without being famous. You can work whatever job, employment, career, whatever you choose to follow. You can make a few bucks with that. And then chances are when you have those needs taken care of, the happiness will come, will because your needs are being taken care of. Does fame make you happy? Probably not, because as he says, fame tends to hijack a person's nervous system. They end up seeking the instant gratification of likes and followers, et cetera, et cetera. The spotlight also tends to inflate your ego and erodes your more core self, your inner, who you really are, because your ego takes, you're more concerned about all that stuff. Attention also breeds projection, which is interesting. You kind of, I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean anything to you? Attention breeds projection. Does that resonate to you in any way? I'm not sure I get that.
Yeah. I'm wondering if projection is like you're expected to be this person, you're expected, be, Bill Murray, all the
Sure.
time and put on a show all the time,
Yes.
entertain all the time instead of just, like walking into the supermarket, and doing your grocery shopping,
Right.
So, just being human, being themselves. So,
Yes. I'll go, even if that's not what he meant, I'll go with it because I love that.
yeah, yeah,
That you yes, if you have a persona with something,
right,
that people expect that when they see you, when they meet you. And like you said, if I'm in the grocery store or whatever, and I'm not being that person right at the moment, then,
right.
maybe somebody might be a little disappointed in that because they were expecting the movie star. I get it.
That's it. That's it. So I
Get it.
don't know if that's exactly what they're talking about, but that's the feeling that I got is it's got to be hard sometimes to just be themselves. Like you said, they are expected to be
Right,
actor,
right,
the
right,
clown, or
right.
the drama queen, whatever, you know.
No, I do. And I actually have a little example of that because, as you know, yours truly and our friend BJ Odom we were on the radio for 20 years in
Yeah,
Southwest Florida. And we would be out in real life, as the kids say, IRL, which before that was even a thing. We would be out at the local diner having lunch or breakfast or in line at a store somewhere talking or whatever. And somebody would recognize us by the sound of our voice or a laugh or a joke.
right,
And yes, you would have to. Now, the good news is that BJ and I always used to say that what you hear on the radio is who we are in real life.
right.
And that
Yeah,
made it a lot easier to be out in real life because we didn't have to be something we were not when we
yes,
were doing the radio show.
right.
So, but I understand, but now I recognize that because people would say, "Oh, you're just like you are on the radio, or you're not, or whatever." Okay, cool. It worked.
Yeah,
We don't have to all of a sudden snap into the mode of, "Oh, we're on the air, we're being funny, we're being whatever." No, this is who we are. This is what you get. So
and I
there it
know
is right there.
'cause I've known you guys for a long time.
There you go. Exactly right.
You're,
Exactly right. All
you're
right.
being human. You're being yourself.
There you go. Rule number 3, Bill Murray's rules for a happy life. The more relaxed you are, the better you are.
Yes.
You're right. he
Yeah.
says, I've never been chasing talent, but I have been involved with doing my best to remove tension from my life. When you relax, learning becomes effortless. Presence is more unlocked. You are there for people,
Hmm.
and you know you are more joyful. You don't need permission to be happy or any of that stuff. You are just relaxed. You are in the moment, and we talk about
Yeah.
that all the time. We talk about being relaxed in the moment, not, and it goes back to trying to not being somebody that you are in. I'm confusing myself, but they're kind of related, you
They're
know.
related.
Yeah.
Yes.
The famous part, if I have to be famous for somebody when I meet them in person, not so easy to do. Okay, cool.
You always show up authentic. You always show up as
Yeah,
who,
there you go. There you go.
and if you make a joke, that's part of who you are, you
There
know.
you go. There you go. And all right, so that was those two were related. Number 4, and want to get all of the 7 of these in. And this one works for you and I because number 4 rule is, and I quote, tell everybody you're retired,
Oh,
which we are,
I
sort
am,
of.
unfortunately, but yeah.
But he says, but I mean it literally. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm retired. It helps to filter out the noise in life. It helps
Yeah.
to protect my energy. And I love this. It turns absence into intrigue.
Oh.
Really? What are we up to?
Hmm.
Retirement is not an end. I love this. Retirement is not an end. It's invisibility with intention.
Okay, I got to think about that.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like I'm not going to be there for everybody all the time. I think
Okay.
basically that's what it means. I think it's
Okay.
like it allows you to protect your time, not protect, but to keep to keep my stuff, to be focused
Yeah.
on what I want to be doing, right?
Yes. Yes.
He says, don't disappear completely, at least not yet. So I get it. Retirement. I love the invisibility with it. In other
Mm,
words, as I read it, and I could be wrong, but he's not here to correct me. So I read that as it's like, yeah, I'm not always available. I'm not always going to be there. I'm not, and not because I'm a bad person. It's just
he
I'm
has,
doing my own stuff that I
right.
would
He has a
prefer to
life.
do. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. So it
Yes.
works for me anyway.
Yeah. It took me a minute, but now I see that bigger picture of it. Definitely.
Right, right. So anyway, rule number 5, and this see if Vicki likes this one. Rule number 5: be weird as hell.
Oh man, I got that
You
covered.
got that. You got that.
Oh,
And he says,
couldn't
oh, by the
benefit.
way, this is not for attention. It is for
No,
freedom.
to
He
just be
says, I
yourself.
have been, now this is Bill talking. I have been known to crash weddings. I have been known to show up uninvited. I often pretend to be a nobody. He says, why? Because dropping your persona, again, that famous face you put out there,
Right.
dropping your persona is the fastest way to remember who you really are.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes,
So
I do
again,
love that too.
if people are expecting a certain something from you,
Yeah.
but you give them something strange or weird or unexpected, now they can't put you in a box anymore to say, oh, this person is X, Y, Z, whatever, follows a formula. And
Yes.
I like that. I think that leaves, and I think that also leaves me open to unexpected um, discoveries in terms
Yeah.
of, like, I'm not going to crash a wedding, but if you did, you would certainly make new friends. You would certainly learn new stuff. You would whatever. So yeah, I get it. There's a lot to be said and done with that. So
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Be weird.
I'm sure it's got to be hard for people like that that are put up on a pedestal and seen one way where people don't see who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so
I,
I like that. That was a good one.
I well, because you're good at being weird, so it's okay.
Of course, because that's what I do. Proud of myself.
There you go. Number six rule for a happy life. Most health advice is way too serious. I don't know about that, but okay.
Okay.
It's okay to be human. It's okay to rest without earning it. Ooh, that's
Hmm.
a good one because we talk about that we have talked about that, about how sometimes we feel like we have to earn, this is my third air quotes of the show, how sometimes we have to earn things
Yeah.
for ourselves, the little gifts we give ourselves, like an afternoon nap,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
or out to dinner with friends or something like that. What have I done to earn that? Why the hell do you have to earn something
Oh,
for yourself? You don't. Now, I don't, the health advice part of it, I'm not sure what he means about that. Although he does say, I'm not an alcoholic. I only drink twice a year, on my birthday and the days when it's not my birthday. I get it. I do.
yeah.
I see a lot of people, and I'm one of them, occasionally will go, I'm on this new diet and I'm only going to eat this and this. And, and in 3 days that's over because you can't be that good with it. Or, maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe I don't have that kind of willpower. I get it. But it does, you can take care of yourself without being, a fanatic about it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right. Yes.
And that,
Moderation.
yeah.
Moderation is really important. Now, my weirdness is hard to moderate.
This one, all right. So last but not least, this one kind of sums it up for the whole thing. And I love this. And it's, to me, is the basis of the whole thing. And again, we're doing Bill Murray's 7 Rules for a Happy Life. We'll post it on the show notes if you want to read them for yourself. Number 7, and speaking as an actor, it's hard to be an artist. Actually, it's hard to be anything. It's just hard to be. And what he means is anything meaningful in life has a price.
Yes.
But playing small costs more.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, yes.
And too many people exist in this world without a purpose.
Mm-hmm. I lived that for quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah. And he says that, he says life is hard either way, whether, big, small, working hard, not working. Life is hard either way. Choose the version of life that makes it truly yours, whatever that may be for you. And I love that because, again, it comes back to the responsibility we have to ourselves.
Yes.
To be whatever it is we want to be for ourselves without worrying about what's the family going to think? What's my mom and dad going to think? What are the kids going to, whatever.
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
Oh, it's so important.
Because no matter what, it's not, nobody said it was easy. Now we have tools, we have things that we talk about on this podcast that hopefully make it a little easier, a little more flow, whatever. But nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody told you it was going to be easy. So yeah, I love that.
Feeling that what we're doing is we're encouraging, we're offering different perspectives, bringing up, laughing a lot, because laughter is a really important part of our daily life. We've got to laugh more.
Yes.
And
rule number 6, be weird as hell.
Yes, be weird as hell and enjoy it and be proud of it. And it's like putting sunshine out, on a cloudy day, and and look at the world right now. We need a lot more sunshine, we need a lot more laughter. We need a lot more pressure taken off of us.
Yes.
So
you may not have noticed, but it's kind of weird out there now.
Yeah. And be as weird and as happy and do things that as my ex-father-in-law would say, floats your boat.
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
and we realize that you can't go fishing every day. I get that, but still, that doesn't mean that when the weekend comes, you're like tied down by all the responsibilities that you can't take time to go fishing if that's your thing, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So, for me, it's playing pickleball. So, that's my thing. I am setting aside time for that on purpose. With purpose, with whatever whatever the word is. I'm setting aside time for doing something that I enjoy and love, because I know that it benefits me. I know that it will, that in the long run, it helps me feel better about me and my life.
And it makes you happy. You enjoy it, except for when you didn't hit the ball right the other day, which I understand.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. But yes, so.
But it's your choice. It's what you choose to do to make you happy.
Exactly. So our encouragement here is to look for those things that do make you happy,
Yes.
follow those,
Mhm.
don't apologize for it, don't feel like you have to have a reason for it, and don't feel like that last bit that we mentioned from the article, don't feel like you have to do something to earn it.
Oh, yeah. No, you've already earned it. You're alive. No,
Congratulations. You're alive. You've earned
you're
it.
alive.
No, but that's true. I mean,
Like,
there's no, where does that come from? Well, I know exactly where that comes from, and it leads to a whole discussion of Puritan work ethic and all of that sort of a thing about how,
oh,
you know, our ancestors were
mm,
so convinced that, you know, that the only way to succeed in this life is to work 24/7. I get it. I understand that. Times are different. You may have
oh,
noticed we have these things called computers, and we have cars, and we have, you know, Walmart that we can go to for
yeah.
shopping. I'm not gathering eggs from the hen house. I go to Walmart, they give them to me. So, yeah, they don't give them to me, but you don't understand what I'm saying. So,
Yes.
yeah, there's so much in life now that is worth celebrating, enjoying, all of those, whatever word you choose, but yeah, it's worth it. And you're worth it. That's the important part. You
That's it.
don't have to do anything to earn this. You are worth it.
And if you need to, look in the mirror, look at yourself, appreciate yourself. How did you get this far? Why are you still here? What makes you happy? And here I go. I know I say it a thousand times. You have to be your own best friend. It's absolutely 110%. You have to.
Right. I mean, it's not it's we can't repeat that often enough on this program because it's kind of one of the core tenets of the whole doggone show, and that is your happiness, your well-being, your whatever in life, whatever the positive attributes that you are looking for in your life,
Right.
start with you.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to hand you that stuff. Nobody's going to, you know, you're not going to open the mail one day and it's like, oh, congratulations, you won a year's supply of happiness. No, it doesn't. Oh, I like that.
That's good.
Thank you.
I'm going to look for it
But it doesn't work that way. I wish
now.
it did. Well,
Mhm.
no, I don't wish it did. I don't wish it did because then the happiness is coming from somebody else and I'm
True.
dependent on them or that other outside. I'm dependent on the Department of Happiness to send me my happiness every month, and I don't want that. I want to generate it myself.
Good point. Yes,
Wow,
exactly. Wow.
yeah, write that
Where'd
down,
that
Bill.
come from?
Write that down. Went through the whole damn show and I finally came up with one good point. All right.
That's making me laugh because when Alex was little, he'd hear it, some music, and he would say to his dad, he'd go, "Write it down, Dad."
Write it.
So
Write
it
it down.
was
That's her son,
just
by the
by
way.
sharing it,
That's her son. Yeah.
that just filled me up again,
Yeah.
made me happy and made me
See,
laugh.
you had one of those moments
Those
that we
moments
talked
right
about. You
here.
had a moment where you remembered it, and I remember that when you said that, I remembered I had a boss in radio who we would have a staff meeting. It was a tiny little radio station, and like the whole staff would fit in the conference room about a dozen people sitting around the table, and the boss would be talking about something, and he would look up and kind of look around the room at all of us, and he goes, "You people aren't writing these things down." Like everything he said was like this great pronouncement from above.
Oh,
But anyway,
ooh.
so to rewind, to bring it back to planet Earth for a moment, you are responsible for your own happiness. The way that plays out, as Vicki says every week, you have to be your own best friend.
Yeah,
It's just the
absolutely.
way it works. And once you get that concept, then
Hmm.
it starts to play out in your life in different ways. It's like, would my best friend tell me, oh, you haven't earned that fun that you're going to have? You haven't earned that afternoon nap if that's what you want. You haven't.
Yep.
No, a friend would never tell you that. They would say, yeah, go for it. Not in an irresponsible way, but in a way that's like they support you.
And another good thing is, what the heck? What the heck? Just try it.
What the
What the
heck?
heck?
Try
Just
it.
see what happens,
Just try
And
it.
that little rattling you heard was Max walked in with his collar on and had to do a shake after I pet him.
Of course,
Sorry
of course.
about that.
I don't know that we're gonna hear it, but maybe
Okay.
if you do hear it,
That was the
that was the thing.
supervisor
That
checking
was the
in.
supervisor. Yeah, yeah. And see, he doesn't care. He's just living his life. He's just
Yeah,
living his everyday dog life. Does he
yeah.
care about what's going on? No, that's not his job.
And speaking of that, because he's small, but children are the same way
Hmm.
until they're not that way. Children will wake up in the morning and they just do what makes them feel good. They're not
Yes.
thinking about it, organizing it, planning it. They're just doing. So
Yes.
that's when I go back to what the heck, be like a little kid. What the heck? Go out, jump in the creek, or, you know, go in the woods or,
Right.
go to the ice cream shop and get an ice cream cone. I mean, be in the moment, and
Right.
enjoy it and have no guilt around it. Oh, I just had an ice cream cone, so now I can't eat dinner or something.
Right. Right. Right.
Be a kid.
I love that. I do. And yes,
They don't think about it.
in whatever in whatever and however way that shows up for you in your life, because I know, like, and we've,
Yeah,
I understand that not everybody lives in, the mountains of northern Georgia, can't go out in the woods every day if I'm living in, downtown Detroit or whatever. I get it. I understand that. But yet there are things you can do
yes,
to bring a smile to you, to lighten the burden of reality a little bit now. And,
right.
it's just
Yeah,
whatever it does, whatever it takes. I
mhm,
get it. I do.
yeah,
And yes, I know life has responsibilities. I get that too. That, it's just life. It's just, that's what it is. I get it.
yeah,
It
hmm,
doesn't mean, though, it has to weigh you down to the point where it's not fun anymore.
exactly. Yes.
I feel
Yeah.
like I just run a 100-yard sprint. So yeah, no, yours truly would never run a 100-yard sprint, but that's besides the point. We've had an hour of really pulling apart all of the things that we do to keep us unhappy in life, or maybe not even that, or, that some of the things that we could do to, let's turn it around and say that we could
Around.
bring more light, bring more happiness, bring more joy and love into our lives and all that.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yes.
what we try to do every week. So I appreciate that. So
We
there
do.
you
I
go.
think we laugh a lot on purpose, because we're enjoying it, but laughing also raises that energy, takes a lot of load off of us, and you make a joke out of something, enjoy life instead of going, oh my God, I got to do this, 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 and this.
Right. Right.
Take a break.
You're fine. You're okay. It's all
You're
good.
okay.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but yes, yes to all of that. Yes, anything that you can do that will help you to be your own best friend, and all of that, all of what comes with that.
Hmm.
Maybe you don't have a best friend in real life, but you can be your own best friend,
Oh,
absolutely, positively. Costs nothing. You don't have to take them out for dinner. You don't have. Well, you could take yourself out to dinner,
take
which is a
yourself
fun
out.
thing. But there you go. All right. Wow. Ms. Vicki, always a pleasure. This is always we always end up wondering, I do. I'll speak for me. I always start the show off going, what the heck am I going to talk about for an hour? And then an hour goes by and I'm like, what, we're done already? What?
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
the same way. I sign in, and I see you and I go, oh, okay, what are we going to talk about today?
Right.
And the next thing it's like, whoa, that hour, where's the hour gone?
Exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. It is. If someone would like to get in touch with you to have their hour, go by quickly, how would they find you, please?
They can call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner, 53 at gmail.com.
There you go. And if you want to find out what I'm up to with the technology stuff, go over to YouTube and do a search for Bill's iPhone Tips. You'll find everything that I'm working on there, including all the latest info on all the email scams and text message scams that are out there.
Oh,
Don't do any of that stuff, people. Just don't. Just don't do any of it.
no.
Make your life easy. All right. It's going to do it for this week. We appreciate it. If you have questions or comments, by the way, feel free. You can look us up on Facebook. Just do a search for The Practical Path Podcast. You kind of have to do the whole thing. The Practical Path Podcast, and you will find our page where we post the show and other comments every week. Of course, we are available anywhere and everywhere you get podcasts, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all of those. And if you do enjoy the show, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review on that. And if you have want to check any of the things that we talked about on the show, I post all of that in the show notes. Again, wherever you get the podcast, it'll be there. So there you go. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you again next week. I'm Bill Sklodowski.
And I'm Vicki Wagoner. And like I always say, make sure that you're your own best friend.